Okay, we have a child's table that was my kids at my mom's house, and as you can see, it's seen better days, and my wife wants me to redo it so when we have grandkids, she'll be able to let them use it. So here we go. Okay, I've completely disassembled it. It looks like the problem with the design was they took these legs and attached them with 3-inch screws through the bottom, which then, as the kids pushed on the table, eventually wallered out the screw, which had then caused breakage, split, and again another split board. And whoever put this table together, there's a piece missing there, which let the leg, when pushed on, let the leg come in. It should have been nice and flat and square, and they did not do that. So I am going to clean up all the pieces, replace the broken pieces, and maybe redesign how these legs, because they were like this here. That board was attached with the leg attached and the board coming across, which is not a good design, but there's nothing to keep that leg from coming in. I should have had a board on the inside here and here. Well, I'm going to get to work on this and show you what I come up with. Okay, I have used an old chisel and scraped down all the bumps and lumps that I could find, and I think even some child boogers. And I think I got all the high spots knocked down, and let's see where we can go from here. 18 gauge nail that I'll be using in my air nailer to reattach the boards on the bottom. Here I've got my legs and the one that's got the notch in it that needs to be repaired. It was put on incorrectly, whoever put it together. And what I've done is I've clamped down a board for a straight edge to make sure everything's nice and straight, and a stopping point right here. I'm going to put up against the edge, and I'm going to trim each leg the same length. Okay, now I have reattached, cut the legs off smooth, reattached them just like they were with one 3-inch screw just like before, and I'm ready to use my air nailer to tack them on in place. Okay, what I did here was I used the old screw holes to pin the spots where the legs were, the leg frames were, so that I would get them in the exact spot. And I used my brad nailer to tack these on. To reattach permanently, I'm going to use a fatter pan head type screw, so it has more surface area to hold and won't pull through the wood. Okay, here I have the piece that goes with stile across, and I've got some scrap pine. It's a little wider, but I'm not going to bother with cutting it down because it'll need to be a little wider so it'll have a little bit more strength. And it's almost the same width, or the same as this here, so it'll give it a little bit more stability. I'm going to cut these down and go ahead and tack them on, pre-drill holes, and screw them together. Okay, I've got my stiles around the edges. You can see I used the fatter pan head screw so that it wouldn't pull through as easy. I mean, with little kids, they may be climbing on top of a table. And I've decided to go ahead and reinforce that to the top with these standard plastic type brackets that you can buy. You can get them metal if you want, but I'm just going to screw those in each corner next to the leg. And that'll hold these rails on, which in turn is what's holding your legs from going back and forth. And that'll give it a little bit more strength than it had before I took it apart. And these are about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch taller, as you can see here. They're about a ½ inch taller than what we had, and that'll give it some added strength. And that'll be it for this table, and it'll be up to my wife to paint it. And that's all I have.